Welcome back to the GeoInsight, where global politics meets sharp analysis. Today, we dive deep into one of the most consequential events shaking the United States right now, the government shutdown of October 2025. For the first time in nearly 7 years, the U.S. federal government ground to a halt, affecting millions of Americans and sending ripples through domestic and global geopolitics. Before we unpack the drama unfolding on Capitol Hill, it's important to understand exactly what a government shutdown means. In the United States, the federal government's operations rely on annual appropriations passed by Congress. These appropriation bills set the funding levels for various government departments and services. When Congress fails to pass these bills, or the president does not sign them into law before the new fiscal year begins on October 1, funding lapses. This triggers a shutdown. The result? Many government services deemed non-essential stop operating, and nearly 750,000 federal employees find themselves furloughed without pay. Essential services, such as military operations, air traffic control, and emergency health services, continue but without salary until the shutdown ends. As clock struck 12:01 a.m. on October 1st, 2025, the federal government ceased full function. But what brought the nation to this moment? The 2025 shutdown is the 21st funding gap in U.S. history, and the 11th government shutdown in modern times, a repeat of political stalemates we've seen over the years, but uniquely intense under President Donald Trump's administration. At the core is a fierce impasse between Republicans controlling the House and Senate and Democrats, led by a vocal opposition, insisting on conditions tied to healthcare funding, specifically the extension of expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies and a reversal of Medicaid cuts made earlier this year under Trump's big, beautiful bill. Republicans demanded a clean continuing resolution to fund the government at current levels until late November. Democrats, however, pushed back fiercely, linking funding to healthcare protections and limits on Trump's spending powers. The Senate, lacking the 60 votes needed to break filibusters, has rejected multiple stopgap funding bills. This deadlock caused lawmakers to miss the deadline, triggering the shutdown. President Donald Trump, in his third term, stands central in this standoff. While presidents typically seek swift resolutions, Trump's posture is markedly different. Trump's administration is treating the shutdown as a strategic tool, part of a broader fiscal downsizing plan aimed at reshaping the federal government by reducing workforce size. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett and Trump himself have warned that mass layoffs of federal employees could begin imminently if the deadlock persists. During a recent press briefing, Trump claimed layoffs were taking place right now, a stark escalation from previous shutdowns, where furloughs were temporary. On the other hand, congressional Democrats refused to yield on healthcare provisions crucial to millions, including low-income families and the elderly. The White House and Republicans blame Democrats for the standoff, while Democrats accuse Trump and GOP leaders of using shutdown threats to push partisan agendas. Coming to Monday, October 6th, day 6th of the shutdown, the Senate prepared for yet another vote on a stopgap funding bill backed by Democrats. This bill aimed to reopen the government temporarily while extending key healthcare funding. Yet again, the vote stalled, failing to reach the 60 votes required to move forward. Meanwhile, the House Republicans extended their recess until October 13th, refusing to return and negotiate, hoping Senate Democrats will fold under pressure. This political tug-of-war continues to paralyze Washington. The human cost is immediate and severe. Approximately 750,000 federal employees face furlough. They are sent home without pay, while about 2 million essential workers like military personnel and air traffic controllers continue working without salaries until the shutdown ends. Back pay remains uncertain, stirring anxiety among workers already dealing with inflation and economic pressures. Beyond the workforce, public services suffer. Visa processing slows, national parks close, critical research funding halts, and citizens face delays applying for social benefits. The shutdown's economic toll could be staggering. Historical data shows a week of shutdown shaves around 0.1% off U.S. GDP growth. A prolonged shutdown lasting a month or more could trim nearly 0.4% from quarterly growth, a significant blow to an economy grappling with inflation and supply chain disruptions. Additionally, the shutdown halts the release of key economic data like jobs reports, complicating Federal Reserve decisions on interest rates and adding market uncertainty. Globally, this disruption sends ripples across trade partnerships and geopolitical engagements. Allied nations and trading partners, such as India and Europe, may face delays in negotiations and approvals, while adversaries watch closely to exploit what appears to be increasing U.S. political dysfunction. What does the future hold? Trump's team insists the shutdown will break if Democrats cave on healthcare protections. Democrats, conversely, vow to resist until safeguards for vulnerable Americans are ensured. Political analysts warn the shutdown could last weeks, fundamentally altering the federal workforce and government's role. Meanwhile, public opinion shifts unpredictably. Some view the shutdown as necessary for fiscal discipline, others as harmful partisan brinkmanship. The 2025 U.S. government shutdown is more than just a budget battle. It reflects deep divisions within American politics, a president unlike any before him, and a nation grappling with balancing governance, ideology, and the real lives affected. Watch closely as Washington navigates this unprecedented crisis. The consequences will resonate not just nationally, but around the world. If you found this deep dive insightful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the GeoInsight. Stay informed on global political developments and join our community for thoughtful analysis delivered straight to you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.